When my parents were choosing the name Quinn, it's because they heard it in a movie they were watching. Then, after that, it was between Quentin and Quinlan. They went with Quinlan for my full name and Quinn for short. Now, this is not a family name because no one else in my family has ever had it. When it came to the story of my name and how I got it, it came from the movie Reign of Fire, and the actor who played the character with the name Quinn was Christian Bale, who I actually like his acting. My parents thought the name wasn't very common and that it was cool. I agree with them. When it came to drawing conclusions from the podcast, one of the conclusions that I drew was that my name that was given to me has nothing to do with me, but with the type of parents I have. Another conclusion that I drew from this is the fact that my name can allow others to glean into my parents' religious or ethnic backgrounds, their level of income or education, or maybe even their politics. Some other things that I have named would have to be my truck, my dog, and my previous fish. My truck is named Terry, which I got from Terry Crews in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think the show is pretty good if anybody wanted to watch it. My dog is named Strider, and I got that name from Lord of the Rings. And last but not least, my beta fish I named Dragon, because he was a dragon scale beta. When it comes to technology changing the implications of naming, I would say it changes the way people and things are named. And that is because it is taking away the uniqueness and imaginative side of naming things and people. It does this when you look up ideas for naming things. It gives you a list of top 10 baby names. Now this does concern me because there are becoming less unique names and overall less new names being created. If I was naming a child, I would have to say that this information would change the way I name them. Now that's because I never really knew how much people gleaned from just a name. For instance, they can possibly tell my religion, beliefs, political stance, or even my level of education. From all of that, they could assume things about my kid that are completely different and wrong. When it comes to naming myself, I think I'd want to keep the same name I have now. I like my name, and I think that is very unique and special to me. Now, when it comes to name and power, I do in fact believe that names have power. I do believe that it does make a difference. In a school setting, some people might try to assume how intelligent someone is, just depending on how smart their name sounds. For job interviews, like it said in Freakonomics, the racial background a name has can depend on whether or not someone gets an interview. With scholarships, racial background does matter, but I do not think the actual name itself matters. Finally, in social media, names can help the others decide if they want to follow you by helping them glean into some aspect of your life. Last but not least, if someone has only heard your name but hasn't seen you, they can assume your racial background, intellect level, and possibly even if you sound nice just based off your name. Now, Freakonomics states that when you are named may determine how you turn out in life. I do not agree with this. I don't agree with this because no matter what you are named, if you work hard enough and are qualified enough for whatever you go for, you'll get accepted or at the very least get looked at. I also think that your determination will determine how you turn out in life.